Should be live.
Your enthusiasm. I've got a job for you if you're looking to keep busy. Here are the details. Maybe Gen12 stuff. Never mind the Gen12 stuff.
I'm sorry. What are you saying?
You want to go over the Gen, some of the Gen12?
My news terrible.
Well, no, I can do that.
Or why don't you just show the video? That's why I said
Okay,
show the
alright.
video and then we get to talk about it.
Okay. Greetings and welcome to another episode of Soul Talk, where we talk to our citizens and members of the community. Someday I'll get to read that without looking at my notes, Griffin. How many times I've been doing this? How are you doing?
One of these days, right?
Yep.
I think we got.
Today is April 21st. Oh, happy 421, everybody.
I'm doing pretty good. How about you?
I'm doing all right. How was your 421? You know why I'm calling it that, right? That's today was.
A little loop here. Sorry about that. Yeah, day after, right? The day after.
The day after. Yeah, I'm hoping people are recovered and awake
like that,
for the show.
Yeah,
are you listening to the stream or are you listening to me live? I think he's listening to the stream.
Actually, I had something looping and I just turned it off, so hopefully it's fixed now.
Okay.
I just fixed it. It was
okay. All right, because it seemed like you're listening to me from the stream and not on Discord, but we'll figure this out. All right, so so how has your week been?
I am. Tell you what, don't talk to me for the next couple seconds so I don't loop anymore, and I'll figure it out.
Okay. Well, let me just go over what I've been doing. Today was the first day of PAX East in Boston, Massachusetts. So, today was hectic, and I'm not a morning person, but I got up in the morning. I'm usually a night owl, so I've been trying to switch my hours a little bit to get to used to doing stuff in the daylight. Oh, did you know there's a bright ball of fire in the sky, Griffin? Do scientists know about this? There's a bright ball of fire in the sky. Anyway. Oh, by the way, I don't know if you can see me on the stream now, but I'm wearing. I'm looking kind of fly now, so I want to thank Griffin for sending me these. Oh, you gotta tell them what it is.
Yeah, you gotta tell them what it is.
Oh, it's the chairman hat and the chairman polo shirt. You can see the logo right here.
Chairman's Club. For those of you guys who are part of the Chairman's Club.
I appreciate that. I was telling Griffin, I was thinking about getting these, but they're like, for the price that they want to charge for these, I mean, Chris Roberts better come and button these buttons up for me or something.
Well, that was our way of saying thank you to you for all the stuff you do and the time you put in and all that good stuff. So hope you enjoy it. Wear it well, my friend. Wear it well, my friend.
Yeah, I'm trying to. It doesn't quite have that new smell. I think it has that magic of Chris Roberts. I'm not sure.
Yeah, maybe.
So now you seem to be live now. So tell me about your week.
Yeah, my week was okay. Busy. Yeah, I'm trying to think back to it because it was kind of a blur. It was a busy week. Tried to do a little bit of Star Citizen. This was a rough week this week. 2 patches back, I got to a point where I couldn't get into the game anymore, into the PTU. And so I finally broke down and did a character reset, which I rarely do. I think I've probably done a character reset maybe 5 times at all this time that we've been able to do it. So that was probably the 5th time I've ever had to do a character reset. And I got back in. But other than that, just been having a busy week with work and stuff like that. That's been about it. Nothing else to complain about.
Well, outside of PAX East, I did we watched Captain Marvel and some other Marvel stuff. Captain Marvel still holds up after 3 years. It's still good. And I saw Spider-Man Far From Home. Oh man, it hit all the nostalgia buttons. I wish I've seen it earlier, but yeah, I'm glad I got to see it now.
I'm behind on the last 2 completely, and I keep saying I'm just going to make some time and just do them boom, boom, back to back and watch them, because if I space them out, I'll probably never get to finish watching. So I'm going to have to set up a day just to cut through them and get through it. Yeah, I know they're both supposed to be pretty good. I'm trying to get ahead of a lot of stuff. I missed out on Mobius, and I'm trying to make sure I'm ready for Doctor Strange. So I'm way behind right now.
Yeah, I haven't started. You're talking about Moon Knight, and you said Mobius.
No, I meant Morbius, whatever it is.
Okay.
Isn't that what it's called? Or is it called Moonlight? You're talking about the movie,
Moonlight.
right?
Oh, the movie? No, I'm talking about the TV show. I'm talking about the TV show.
No. I'm talking about the I'm talking about the film. I'm talking about the movie.
Oh, okay.
I'm talking about the movie Mobius. Yeah. Yep.
Calvati says he's finally caught up on all the Marvel stuff this Sunday. Yay!
Mm-hmm.
So,
Mobius. The vampire dude. Yeah, there we go.
Vampire dude.
Thank
Okay.
you. There we go. Alrighty.
Ready for me to do my thing before we drag people in?
Yeah.
In, but I'm gonna keep that a surprise.
Yeah, sure. Go ahead.
All right. Someone on board of Vandal Kinship, a voice speaks. The relic awakened. It is on a little world, a human world. They unwittingly awaken its power, but our allies know it's working as they never will. They are ready to leave, and our brethren are ready to follow. The world will be theirs, the verse will be yours, and the human, what can it do? What? Humans. They were not the cowering wretches we were promised. They stand. They are unruly, and they therefore cannot be ruled. To challenge them is to court death.
Something about that sounds familiar, but it's not clicking with me on this one. I don't know. We get
people in to see if they can figure that out.
Jade's here. Jade, is it ringing anything with you?
It's something from the Marvel Universe, perhaps.
Yep. Which one? There's only 25 movies to pick from.
I'm really bad at superhero stuff because I don't really get into that. But I'm gonna say the Avengers.
Yep, the first Avengers.
Okay.
The first one.
It's what the others were saying to Thanos.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Okay. I was going to say Thanos, but the later one. I wasn't thinking of the earlier one. Okay.
No, that's not anything
Way to go.
Thanos would ever say.
Way to go. Well, I mean, it sounded like some of that weird talk about humans and all that other stuff. That's what made me think of Thanos. But okay, cool. All right. Well, let's bring folks in. We've got Admiral Kusanagi, Fist to Face, Cal Roddy, Pops in Space, and again, Jade is here with us. So hello, everybody.
Hello.
Hey, everybody. How's everybody doing?
Good. All right.
Pretty
Yourself?
Good.
I'm doing all right. But before we get started on the sneak peek and everything, I just want to show a couple of pictures, just a few pics, because we'll probably go over more of these on Sunday. Mm-hmm. But yeah, so this, I didn't get that many pictures, just going to show a few, but instead of having cars, like sports cars, and Lamborghinis, and they had no
Whoa! Slow down! You didn't even introduce what this is. You just said I'm going to show some pictures.
I'm getting to it. I'm getting to that. And instead of having all the stuff they normally have at PAX East, they have this. This is a tabletop gaming table. Or tabletop RPG, and it's a gaming table. Now, if you just take a look at this, and let me go to the next one so you can get a better view. That includes the 4 chairs. I hope you can include the 4 chairs and the 2 benches. How much do you think that set is?
2,600.
$2,000.
Is it real? Well, first of all, let me ask you a question. Is it real wood?
It is real wood.
No. Like, is it solid real wood? I'm not talking about plywood. I'm talking about
I don't know. It's not plywood, that's for sure. It's not plywood.
It's not IKEA.
Well, if it's real wood, then I'm gonna have to jump that up to 8.
8,000?
That's a lot of craftsmen. Yeah.
800.
$2,000.
8,000.
26.
I'm gonna say 3,500.
Face to face disclosures. This one is $10K.
What?
Yeah, because real wood is no joke.
No, not no real wood gaming table. Wood dining room set, maybe. Not no real wood gaming table.
I don't know if this is mahogany or the other one is mahogany, but this is no joke. This is for people who do some serious gaming.
That's insane.
Is its name the Cutlass Steel?
Cutlass wood.
It ought to be.
So what are the features? Are those dice areas there or cup things? What is that? What makes it worth $10,000?
the table on top that actually comes off. So you have half on and half off. That you can actually lift that up and place it so that you have you can roll your dice.
That ain't nothing new about that. What's worth $10,000 is what I'm trying to find out.
Well, you ought to be lucky.
And the name brand. Hold on, let me show you the next one. So
you ought to be lucky. If it was an NFT, it would be more money.
He's not wrong.
This is a different one. This is a darker word. So how much you want to guess how much this one cost? The last one was $10,000. How much you want to think this one is?
Well, that's got to be more the way it looks. I don't know.
7,500.
And the table in the middle, there's a crank that makes it rise and lower.
Oh, it still ain't worth no.
Evidently it is because somebody pays it.
Yeah,
I'll say 12,500.
That one is $13,000.
Okay.
Yeah. Is that real velvet?
It better be.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to figure out.
Everything part of that better be real.
Yeah.
And
It's made out of satin, so when I sit on it, I can just slide off of it.
Is that stainless steel or titanium for the cup holders?
For real.
Or what are those? Are those for dice? What are those?
Oh, that's
Those
from
are for
Wormwood.
dice,
I remember that company. They're always
Okay.
at PAX. Yeah, but that's ridiculous, man.
Yeah,
that's
Wormwood.
crazy. Yeah, they have some cool stuff. They sell some cool stuff, but that's a lot of money.
And those are obviously the high-end tables. They said that they have tables for $500, but I didn't look at those.
I'm still trying to find the $10,000. I'm still trying to find the $10,000.
I was 13, right?
Well, obviously, this is people who enjoy gaming, but who haven't found Star Citizen and found a reason to spend their money elsewhere on more quality stuff, like spaceships.
Pretty much.
Wow. Okay. Interesting.
it must come with a dishwasher, and a
Right.
refrigerator, a one of them little vacuums that run around under your feet, and yeah, it comes with a whole bunch of accessories.
It better. You know what? Go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say it better make me a sandwich every day of the week for that kind of
Every
money.
day of the week. No, twice a day.
Yeah, right. I'm with you on that one, Pastor.
No, I was gonna say if this was the price is right, the highest bidder would have won. Because if I had bid like $1, I would have lost that one. And when it was underbidding. All right, so and here's the last photo. I don't know why the top is fuzzy. I took this picture 3 times, but the top is always fuzzy for some reason. But yes, this is they're selling Bioware merch. And I'm really tempted to get some of these, but I'm like, nah, let me save my money. If I have money left over on Sunday, I may get something.
What is it again?
BioWare merch, like Mass Effect and.
Okay.
That's the only thing I would actually go for. Is for that.
Well, let me ask you a question. Okay, if this is BioWare merch, like what? I mean, because all I see is a poster here.
It's shirts and stuff. It's all types of stuff. All the items that they sell.
But that's what I mean. I'm just trying to see. Oh, okay. So I see T-shirts, watches, badges,
hats.
Okay.
Well, Admiral, didn't you just finish Mass Effect?
I just finished Mass Effect 2, and I'm just deciding when to start Mass Effect 3. I played it before, but it's been quite a long time.
All right.
Now let me ask you a question. How long were you at PAX today?
I got there around 11, and I left around 6. So 7
and
hours.
How many pictures do you have?
I took some video.
Oh, okay.
But I took more video, but I'm not showing those. I went to a panel today from Gearbox. They put out Homeworld and going to put out Homeworld 3. So that was an interesting panel. So yeah, I think I got my day's worth.
So I'm looking to the left of that fastcart, and is that the crowd I see there? Is that like how busy it was at PAX East? Or
yeah, it's pretty empty.
Okay, just checking.
It's pretty empty, but they did sell out Saturday, so Saturday should be jumping like usual, maybe. We have a new person joining us. We have J2. J2, you said pull you in. What did you wanted to bring up? Something about the table?
Hey, how's it going, everybody? Can you all hear me all right?
How are you?
Yeah.
J2.
Great. I just wanted to comment on these tables because this is what I do for a living. This is the type of stuff that I build and I make, and I do this in my garage, at my home, and then I sell these type of pieces. I've never made gaming tables before, and the amount of them that I've seen lately has me kind of kicking myself for not thinking of it sooner. But just looking at those tables, I couldn't identify the exact type of wood, but that was not those are not your standard pine or oak boards. These are some
someone
exotic
said mahogany
woods.
for one of them.
Okay. Yeah, this second one especially. If you see the pattern on this side here, that's actually 2 boards that were split and then flipped over and having has the grain mirrored into
each other to it.
That type of stuff is hard to do. And I mean, just alone, this table right here is $3,000-$4,000 in materials alone. Just that wood and that velvet. It's that much of an investment just to start building this thing. And then the time made, I don't know what techniques and tools and materials these guys are using, if they're in a full shop with a team, or how fast they can produce these things, what methods of mass production they might be using. But the hours that go into something like this are just, I mean, this is what, for something like that first table, I said $7,000, and that's about what I would charge for to do something like that. I mean, that would take me a couple of weeks to build.
Well, that's why I said I needed to see where the money is. I'm not denying that those obviously there's demand for them, but I'm like, I'm trying to look at it and identify where's the where's the value in dollars. I mean, no. What I'm saying is that if he tells me it's because of the exotic woods, things like that, that presents value. But when I'm looking at it at face, I'm just saying I've seen gaming boards before, and I've seen them not that price. I've seen them even designed like this. So if it's what it took to the craftsmanship or what they're making, okay, I get it. People have that money to get an exotic wood board like that.
Standard Eye versus Constellation.
Hey, the poets. Yeah, the poets.
I just have one thing to say. This is beautiful. What is that, velvet?
Oh, God.
All right.
That was good.
Coming to America.
That was good.
Can I say one thing, though? We're fine. I would say one thing. When me and my son were in the market for an audio table, if you remember, son, we were looking.
Yeah, I remember.
A handcrafted table, and J2 is right.
He's right.
Those people put a lot.
That's why I said $8,000 when I asked you the question. I asked him, is it real wood?
Yep.
And that's why I asked him a question: is it real wood or is it plywood?
Yeah, a simple one, I believe, son, was what? 5,000,
$5,000,
$5,000 or $6,000.
That's not even moving.
That's just for a table, chairs, and the platform to put your speakers on, and some of your audio equipment, and your keyboard slide. Yeah, $5,000.
Well, fastcart, you make sure you make some arrangements to give one away on Sunday, okay? See if you can get one from PAX to donate to us. How about
it? Well, put it this way. I'm back to the picture, but you see that table in the back with the people?
That's the one we're going to go for, the one in the back.
Yeah, that one is $500. So you have more luck with that one than the one in front.
Fair enough.
Oh, Kai said slap an Origin logo on it.
Fair enough.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. You said slap an Origin logo on it, and we all good.
Yeah, I remember saying something about that just 5 minutes ago.
Needs to be white leather.
Okay. All righty.
All right. So up next we have something that Griffin put up. It's before we get to the let me okay. Well, there's a follow up that I want to get to first from the last show. So I went to what is I'm blanking on the name.
Elite Expeditionary.
Elite Expedition. I went to the Elite Expedition episode 2 to make a comment on the video. I said, just wanted to say that we showed this on the previous Soul Talk, and you got us good with a question, and they responded like, say, "Oh man, we try to keep the episodes as organic as possible." And that question was very much part of the in-moment experience, but enough impact for me to make it into the final cut. And then he went to I said that they should watch the end of last show talk just to see our reactions, and they said that so many of us from EE love Soul Citizen. Thank you. And it's always a treat to see our work discussed on the show. Some of our commentary, some of the commentary was hilarious. Thanks so much. Stay tuned for several more episodes of Redline coming in 317. So they love our reactions, and I love you guys for making the show what it is and keeping everything lively. And I just got to say, evidently, everyone was so off the rails last week that I came off reasonable.
That was nice of them to say that. They always chime in whenever we run one of their videos. They'll post something in our comments area, and they've always kind of keep in touch with us as well when they do stuff. They do, Zark Media does, and they're producing good stuff. They're doing really, really good work. And I think the thing that I enjoy most about most of the machinimas that we watch, particularly when we revisit other creators, is that we just see them getting better and better with each one. So. Yeah, hats out to Elite Expeditionary. Keep them coming.
Expedition, thank you. Sorry, I'm blanking on the name real quick. It would have came to me eventually, but I needed some help real quick. Up next, we have I don't know how long this is when Griffin posted it, but this is the Star Trek Strange New World official trailer that's going to be on Paramount Plus. Yes, we'll be getting to Star Citizen soon. We don't have a lot to talk about this week, so we're going to for some other stuff first. But yeah, this is the Star Trek Strange New World trailer, so let's check it out.
Sorry to interrupt. This is your captain? Our mission. To chart the stars. Push the boundaries of what is known. And what is possible.
I'm standing on the surface of a comet.
I love this job.
These people, this crew, I believe we can do anything.
You wanted to seek out new life. Go where the aliens are.
Your presence is blasphemy.
Let's talk about this. Find some
I think that went well. Perhaps we should kiss.
That seems logical.
Maybe we don't touch anything else. Just a suggestion.
The whole future hangs in the balance.
No one can know the future. One can only follow one's instincts.
You're the best of Starfleet. Our ability to work together, that's our greatest strength. Let's show them what you got.
And we're back. Wow, that's my first time watching. That's pretty cool. I'm looking forward to it. I don't know much about the series, but I'm looking forward to it.
It's Star Trek, so I'm here for it.
I definitely got to say, if you guys don't mind me chiming in real quick, I'm a huge Trekkie. I love Star Trek, right? And there's a huge difference between the original series and I'll say like 90s Star Trek and then Star Trek for today. Star Trek for today, like Picard, Discovery, they're breaking all the rules. They are going past the boundaries of New Frontier for what Star Trek used to be. And it's making a lot of traditionalists mad, and it's making a lot of enthusiasts extremely enthusiastic about Star Trek, like me. So there's a huge divide in the Star Trek community. I am all for this. I love what they're doing with this. I love what they're doing with Picard. I love what they did with Discovery as well. So I just can't wait to see, who they make mad and who they really impress with all this new stuff.
I hope they make people mad because they're doing what they're supposed to. The original series made people mad. As long as Star Trek's making people mad, they're doing the right thing.
all for it.
I don't know about that because I was mad at the movies from the teens because it's like what the poet said. They're not really Star Trek. It's like sci-fi with a Star Trek skin to me. But but this one feels like it's getting back to what, I mean, at least from the trailer, getting back to what Star Trek was about.
Well, see, I see a lot of Star Trek Discovery in this though, which is not what Star Trek was about originally, and like far from what Deep Space Nine was. What Deep Space Nine is my favorite Star Trek series of all time. So this is entirely different, with still being in the Star Trek universe in a way where the stories are just entirely different. Like nothing is canon, but everything is now canon type of thing.
Yeah. I think, interestingly enough, each generation has felt that way, because when Next Generation came out, there were people who pushed back against it when it came out. It wasn't Kirk, it wasn't Spock, you know, and they were going into this whole thing with having a counselor on the ship and blah, 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 you know, and every time this leap happens, there's always the traditionalists, whether they be the traditionalists of TOS or the traditionalists of the series that included, you know, I remember when we did Voyager and Janeway came out, there was a huge pushback on Janeway when she came out. So there's always this, people embrace it because it means something to them within their time frame, but as the show moves forward, it changes. And to Jade's point, Star Trek has always been about breaking ground and making people, challenging people to think. The anger isn't the thing as much as it is that are we challenging people to look at life within the space that we're in. The original series, something as simple as, was it the alternate factor? I can't think of which one it was. It was the one where one guy's face out of his face was black and the other one was white, right? You know, and it was
interspecies kissing, you know, that was a huge thing.
There were things that were done. Interestingly, though, enough back then, some of the people still didn't get it, you know, they didn't get the metaphors, and some people did, you know, and so you kind of got that same thing happening now, you know. But I think that people eventually adjust.
That people would not get what that episode was about. You're serious?
Oh, no. There were people who honestly didn't understand that that's what that was really about. I'm talking about in relation to what was going on in that particular time period.
Right.
It was a strong statement towards civil rights, but it was masked or given under the guise of science fiction. You know?
It's just like non-binary people on Discovery.
Discovery,
right?
Exactly. Discovery was the same thing. They started to introduce it a little bit in DS9 and TNG, so they each one progresses further and further and further and further as they go. So
I just really want to know if we're going to see any triples.
Yeah, that's the one thing that has carried over. That is the one thing that has almost carried over in many of the different generations of shows. But anyway, I showed this. Reason why I picked this particular thing to show is because sometimes, you know, all of us being big Star Citizen fans, this is still one of the series and long-running series that has impacted Chris Roberts, the people who design our ships, and a lot of the theory that goes on. And I always find Star Trek as being, for me, other way of looking at the universe in the sense of what's out there and what's the exploration side of it. And so I just kind of wanted to throw this in as a little ode to Star Trek, because a lot of times we'll talk about Star Wars and Starship Troopers and all this other stuff, and we kind of forget that, you know, Star Trek in many ways is one of the early granddaddies prior to even Star Wars. You know, they kind of started to set the standard for us to watch science fiction in a different way.
Yeah, if you look at the commercial for the Banu Defender, it's totally Star Trek like influence. There's a scene from this reel that reminds me of the Banu Defender commercial.
And actually, the new episode of Halo came on last night or early this morning, and so did Star Trek Picard. So I have to catch up on those too. Halo's been really good for those that haven't seen it yet.
Yeah, I caught the first episode of Halo. I caught the first 4 episodes of Picard, but I'm behind.
Yeah, Picard's really opened up.
About this. I have a quick question about this trailer. Is that Kamina from Expanse in this? Or is that someone else?
Got me on that.
Maybe it might be
I
someone else.
don't think so, but I don't know if I'd recognize her without the makeup. Like, but I don't think that's her now.
No,
we'll
she hasn't come up
credits
yet.
later.
Yeah,
I just think like,
okay.
You know, I'm kind of a fast card on this. I like the way they're kind of going, like more of the classic approach, and at least in regards, everything to me like revolves around the ship. Like the ship of a series is kind of like the embodiment of the actual show. And with Discovery, I just couldn't wrap my head around this flipping thing, and then they decided to like take the nacelles off of it, and I'm like, yeah, I am not ever watching that show.
Well, that's a different avenue, because I agree the tech in that drove me a little crazy, a little bit, but I gave it some hand wavium because that was one thing I didn't like about it. I like the fact they could travel, but I didn't like the mechanics of it. It drove me
no joke.
crazy.
I was confused about what era Star Trek Discovery was in, because it looked like newer than TNG. From the ship, and then I was like, wait, this is before? What? How did that happen? So I was really confused for a few episodes. Go ahead.
Because it was top secret. It's like stuff flying around at Area 51. It's probably like 30 years more advanced than what's out there, right? So like nobody knew that Discovery was a thing. Like that's how they've explained it away. At least.
Right, that was their out. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you look at Discovery, well, really in all the new Star Trek stuff, as they're supposed to being Star Trek, then I don't like Discovery. But if you kind of take out the aspect that let it be a standalone thing, then I've enjoyed Discovery so far. And I think you can also say the same thing with a lot of these stuff. Halo in particular. I mean, if you're looking at Halo to be, honest to the Halo story, it's not there. But on its own, if you take out the part that, hey, this is supposed to be Halo, if you take that out, then I've been enjoying it. I like the guy I forget his name, the actor that they have playing Master Chief, but I'm a big fan of his.
Yeah, for Halo, I definitely didn't know the first thing about Halo because I never liked the Halo games because controller and first-person shooting just don't make sense to me. I need mouse and keyboard, but so I know nothing about the story of Halo, but I'm enjoying the Halo series a lot. So I just wanted to be entertained, and that's how I come to all the new Star Treks. I just want to be entertained. I don't care if they follow canon. I don't care if Spider-Man is suddenly flying with a cape. I just want to be entertained.
Woo, you're gonna start a war on that one.
That's
That's funny.
Picard, however, I have big issues with, regardless of whether it's Star Trek or not. Just standalone, I do not like that show.
Do not like it. Well, everybody has their show that they like and don't like. That's the way it is. You don't have to like them all because that's why they have so many different ones.
To me, they're all better than the new movies that came out. But maybe that's just me.
Oh, you didn't like the
new Star Trek,
Christopher Pike, the Pike stuff.
No,
not Chris Pike, but what's his name?
Chris Pine.
Yeah, Chris Pine. You didn't like him, huh?
Yeah. I mean, they were okay sci-fi movies, but they weren't Star Trek to me. But they feel close to Star Trek, but
same thing.
Yeah.
Oh, you old
as standalone
diehards.
Sci-fi movies, I enjoyed them. As Star Trek,
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, that's not Cara G in this.
Oh yeah,
See, I actually like
Black Guy Legend correcting me, so thank you. But by the way, with the poet, I'm not even a Trek E. I'm a Trek-er. I think Griffin will get that reference.
Yeah.
All right, so up next we have finally the sneak peek. Back to Star Citizen, folks, and the subtitle of this is "You Do What You Want because a pirate is free," and that is from a song. I had to look it up. I don't know if anyone else will recognize it, but what do people think?
Because a pirate is free. You are a pirate.
Oh, you know the song?
Is that from Peter Pan?
Oh, okay.
I can't remember where it was, but I didn't know the chorus. So
this is from
Lazy Town. You are a pirate.
There
that's
we go.
It. You beat me to it. Lazy Town, you're a pirate. So what do people think?
Corsair?
What is it?
Oh, that's definitely the Drake Corsair.
Corsair.
What's that door thing?
It's another. What door thing?
Yeah, that's what I'm wondering.
It's got like a little,
looks like a little conveyor.
Safety flaps there behind the.
It's like the safety flaps. You got to go to the subway system. You're like, oh, let me just swipe my card here, and then they'll also open up, and then I get to go through.
It's the spanking door. You walk through it, you get spanked.
You talking about in the back? You talking about in the back?
Yeah, right.
The yellow.
Yeah,
and
with
the yellow and the black lines.
Yeah.
Yeah, my first thought too is Corsair, but this, at looking at it, this looks a little small to be the Corsair.
Could be the Vulture then?
I was gonna say,
I was gonna say maybe Vulture.
I think this is Vulture.
Well, what does the Vulture have to do with? Well, at that side, it's salvage. I guess it's pirate-like if you think of it that way.
I don't know. It's a good question. Good question.
But it is definitely Drake, so yeah, you got that color. I made a mistake from last
undoubtedly
time.
Drake.
Yeah, interesting.
I want to see Pyro clothes. I want to see like any new weapons they might be coming out. Like it seems they're always showing like interior of ships and stuff like that. I kind of want to see things that they actually haven't showed yet.
They did show us that tractor beam.
The one on the guy's back when he was using the hand repair thing, hand stripper.
Yeah, he had it on his back then.
Yeah.
The tractor rifle.
So does anyone have the Corsair or is it going to get the Corsair?
Nope, not
I
a Drake
one.
one. Not a Drake one.
Lost Wayne here, so I'll say live in a Drake, die in a Drake. Nope.
He should get that trademark so you can get that. You make money off it every time someone says
Right?
that.
Ka-ching.
I just don't see how the Corsair would fit in my fleet.
Yeah.
Yeah,
a lot of people are excited for it, though. I'm hoping it does debut.
Excited, yeah,
I'm hoping it debuts at Invictus. It looks like they've
will.
been flashing so much of it. I'm pretty sure it will.
Yeah. And we're about a month away now, so yeah.
Cool.
All right. So up next we have Gen12 progress and performance improvement in 3.17. So this is covered by quite a few people on the web, but basically talk about performance improvement in 3.17 due to Gen12. That's the TLDR. But some people are having fun with this. Like for instance, you have to look on the screen for this one, but this is from a tweet from Paul Shelley. So his question is, Gen12 for the 3.17, Gen12 for Star Citizen 3.17 update, explain. And click on the first picture. Basically, the question is, he copied and pasted one of the paragraphs from the previous from the Spectrum thread. And this person wants to know, Tech Pilot 123 wants to know, I can usually follow, but I might need someone to explain it like I'm a 5-year-old. He said nothing. He said this means nothing in terms of getting more FPS, but then the paragraph later he says we are. What exactly is causing us to get an FPS boost? You click on the next picture. On the can right now, explain what is going on. So he explained it this way. They explained it this way. You're making a cake. You need flour and egg. The flour is being delivered by a race car. The egg is being delivered by an old horse. It doesn't matter how fast race car, you can't make the cake until you get the egg as well, which means waiting for the horse. CID just swapped the race car for a jet plane. It's a major technical milestone, but you're still waiting on the horse, so the cake is going to be done at the same time as before. However, this patch, someone else happened to give this horse some meth. Giving a horse some meth isn't as impressive as making an airplane. A horse on meth still isn't as fast as a race car, never mind the airplane. The horse on meth isn't even as much faster than a regular horse as the airplane is faster than a race car. But since the slowest thing you're waiting for got faster, even if for only bit, you can make the cake sooner. And that is what the Spectrum thread is basically saying. Explain like a 5-year-old. The next picture is
wait a minute. Who explains something to a 5-year-old about meth?
Yeah, and this.
What?
This is a very drawn out metaphor.
I was going to say that could have been explained in half of that time. For real. Holy smoke. Okay, go ahead.
But the next comment is from Sad My Boss. It started in 3.17 Alpha. Someone gave the horse some meth patch. Now, as far as the explanation goes, yeah, it's okay. Maybe not a 5-year-old, but yeah.
Yeah, maybe a crackhead, maybe. Yeah.
You get the picture now. You get the picture.
Get that. He's OP. Okay.
So everyone understand what the Gen 12 progress and performance improvement is now.
Yeah, horses that come from Portland on meth.
But does anyone? Well, I guess we're all looking forward to it. So that's not a fair question, but I mean,
yeah. Can I read the opening? Can I read the opening that came in from Sylvan though? because that kind of he does at least give a nice opening. He says it's time for another update on Gen 12, as a lot of exciting things have been happening behind the scenes, and we've been hearing a lot of voices in the community about the recent performance improvements. I'm proud to announce that our first big milestone has been reached with Gen 12 in 3.17. This means all our opaque static geometry, which are brushes and all the objects scattered on planets plus asteroids, now run through Gen 12, which more than doubles the render thread, the RT, performance for these kind of objects. Before you freak out, hold your breath, as this is right now not actually means nothing in terms of getting more FPS. Internal measurements showed that we are rarely CPU bound by the render thread. Ultimately, this means that a faster render thread doesn't change the overall frame rate in most cases. It also depends on your CPU-GPU combination. However, Gen 12 pretty much makes it impossible to be limited by the render thread ever again, which means every single bit of performance improvements on the main thread, BMT, will be seen directly on your FPS as long as you are not GPU bound, something which a lot of you already have observed in our latest 3.17 patch. And many people have noticed that there has been a performance increase in the game. Some people have had moderate frame rate increase, but people have noticed the performance of the game is better. And they, as they mentioned, this is just their first big milestone. They still got more work to do.
People just need to make sure they understand that it's hardware. It's the combination that you have. A lot of things determined, and it's true. It's not a 1-to-1 ratio. It's going to depend on a lot of things. You may see 3, somebody may see 12, and so on and so forth.
Yep.
The thing that
Pop, I have to disagree. It's not hardware. It's a horse on meth. They're explaining it now.
Yeah,
Go ahead, Jay.
Depends on the hay. Depends on the hay.
Let's not get banned. I keep talking about meth. Let's go on.
The thing that jumps out at me here is where they say that they're about to turn on Gen 12 for cube maps and render the textures as well, which will let them kill a lot of legacy code. Thank you.
Yep.
Because for people that don't know, cube maps are like when you see a reflection of your ship like on something, that's a cube map, right? Like, you know, all that stuff that we ooh and ah about, like when we see the reflection in the helmet, and then the render the textures, like when you call someone on your Moby glass and you see them, that's render the texture. So like, you know, moving that stuff, because I hear that's like really resource intensive to like draw the same thing twice. So that's going to be, I think, a big deal.
Will this Gen 12 stuff allow people to use multiple GPUs effectively, like SLI or not an SLI?
Who still use SLI in this game?
Some games use SLI, but it's not.
I think they've got Vulkan, which is going to be dependent on Gen 12. Vulkan will let you do that.
Okay. And I'm wondering, like, if it actually needs SLI or if it's going to be like DaVinci Resolve, where you don't do SLI, you just have multiple GPUs, and DaVinci Resolve takes advantage of each individual GPU as it needs to.
As I understand it, Vulkan allows you to use individual GPUs, even from like AMD and NVIDIA, so you won't probably need to have it SLI. But I'm not an expert. That's just what I heard.
Okay. Yeah, because I have a number of 3090s just laying around here, to be honest.
Yep. My understanding is that's what they're trying to do, is move away from the whole SLI thing completely.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's why I asked who uses what end user uses SLI in this day and age. I don't know if well,
yeah,
I guess the poets.
Not really for gaming for SLI. Like some older games still that are relevant today still use SLI, but like brand new games that come out don't typically, because programmers actually have to create the game to benefit that. But when it comes to certain applications like 3D modeling, when you have SLI, it actually combines the amount of RAM that a GPU actually has, so you can do more, obviously. But then when it comes to like DaVinci Resolve, you wouldn't necessarily use SLI because you want the GPU separate to be able to do kind of separate tasks. So it depends on the application.
And on the screen right now, we have our friend Montoya. He's going over a Reddit thread showing the performance improvement you're getting in 3.17 compared to 3.16. And you know, depending on what kind of computer you have, you might see a huge improvement. For most of it, probably not. Because the person in the thread had like a 5950 or a 39 or 3090. 3080. Okay.
J2, were you going to say something?
Yeah, I just wanted to, before we move on too far, I just want to address the fact that in that post about the performance improvements, in the very next sentence, it explains the performance improvements and why we have them and who to thank for them. And I feel like that Chris Bolt and his work there on the ECUS is kind of getting glossed over by this. This guy did some excellent work. We're seeing major improvements because of it. And people are getting caught up in, what does this all mean? Well, read the next sentence and it explains what it all means. And it points to where you should be giving credit.
Yep. Good stuff.
Yeah, good point.
So, good, round of applause.
Kudos to them. Yep,
raise a beer, toast to Chris Bolt, because, he did some excellent work in this patch.
Yeah, and that's not easy working with new code and legacy code, doing that transfer over.
Exactly. That's one of the biggest things, in my opinion, is that's, Star Citizen struggles with is a lot of their legacy code and the spaghetti code that's just mixed up in their database, in their code base.
Yep.
Here's a question. Do you think they still have code from 2014 in the game still?
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes, definitely. I mean, that's part of the transition.
Even going back before that, if you're looking at the engine code.
Yep.
Obviously with PyTech, obviously, but I mean, like, it's like, well, I guess
FC. Look at it this way: they just implemented building blocks, and they're still dealing with it even
exactly.
today.
Our Moby Glass still has
absolutely.
Flash stuff going on.
Absolutely.
Pretty much the entire Hornet is still from 2014.
Right. That's the truth.
Don't remind me.
Okay, fair point. I can't argue with that. Can't argue with that. Thank you.
Yeah, if you guys get a chance, check out Montoya's video because he does do a great breakdown. There was somebody on Reddit who did actual testing, as we mentioned, and that you can see where the improvements lie. It was a high-end rig they were using, but it does show you that there's some changes going on, and there's more to come. And I think most people who've been in 3.17 have said that the game does look and feel different a little bit. So if you haven't been in it, we're telling you there are some nice things coming with this particular patch. As much as people thought that there was nothing in 3.17, there's plenty in 3.17.
There's nothing in 3.17. Thought it is a scam. Anyway, up next we have Untold Tale of Prophet of Pyro. Now, Griffin posted this because I'm guessing because there wasn't much content to go on this show, but I went ahead and read through it. I know, Griffin, I know, but I went ahead and read through it, and it's quite a good read. So I was surprised. So thank you for posting. That's the point I was trying to make, Griffin. That's the point I was trying to get to.
Okay.
But yeah, so that's it. Untold Pyro. You want to give a synopsis, Griffin?
No, you can go ahead and give a synopsis. You enjoyed it. Go ahead.
So basically, they're talking about the Prophet of Pyro and what people think that person is, or what it likely could be. It's basically a journalist going through doing some research on the Prophet of Pyro and discovering that it could be solar flares messing with the mind around Pyro, or it could be a natural phenomenon. They don't know, but it also goes on to discuss like some of the impact the Prophet of Pyro had. Basically, what it made, how it made Pyro what it is today. Like basically, it started the 5-gang war, for instance, on Pyro. So yes, it was interesting to me. I liked it.
Did any of you guys ever get a chance to look at it? Read the section?
I always read their lore stuff, and it was real well written, and it gives. Yeah.
You think they're setting us up, Jade? You think they're setting us up for some stuff?
I think they are setting us up for at least, they reference the fight of the 5 gangs. Now we know that there are definitely 5 gangs. We know that there's Xenothreat, the Overlords, and the Fire Rats. So that leaves 2 gangs they haven't named yet that maybe we'll find out when we get Pyro. So things like that, I think that's a little info drop. These will be factions maybe that you deal with once you go into the Pyro system and build reputation. So yeah.
Anybody else get a chance to look at it?
No.
Yeah. FC, what do you think about the voices? Do you think that you're gonna hear some voices if you go down in the mines?
Oh yeah, I think so. I mean, how often do they put out these lore pieces and you see something referenced it or like directly referenced in the game?
Yeah.
Like,
Quite a lot.
I'm thinking so.
Quite a lot. Not, you know, back in the day, no, but as time has gone on, if you look back at some of those older lore pieces, we'd actually now have some of that stuff sort of in the game, or it's referenced in mission text. So you have to read the flavor text for missions, and then you'll see it.
FC, you think we'll see those two little young ladies in the caves that we saw last Tuesday running around in there?
Huh?
Oh no! He's talking about something different. He's talking about something different. No, I don't think we'll see them, but we may hear some ghostly voices or a ghostly voice. So it should be interesting. The thing I'm wondering is like this world has so many languages. There's so many a multinational world. Are they going to try to translate the voice to each language, or will it just be one language and people hear it and not understand what's going on?
Good question. I just hope that they do it, personally. I like the spookiness of the story as much as the practicality of the story. So, we'll see.
It'd be funny if Rowena Dooley, the actress, is the voice of the prophet. Oh no! They can look who they can get. They can get Tessa.
Nah, get a different voice. Get a different voice. I don't want nobody I recognize. If I recognize them, it takes it away. I want somebody different. You just like hearing women's voices. Admit it. Just admit it.
There are plenty of actors who can change their voice so you won't recognize them. So they can get the same actor and you would never know.
I am the voice of Pyro.
You know what? They'll use a synthetic voice like they did at the last IAE for the greeter.
Oh yeah,
yeah. Because you could barely tell if you didn't work with synthetic voices. You wouldn't even be able to tell that guy was
automated.
Yep.
Cool.
I was just about to say, God, is that you? No, I didn't know Morgan Freeman listened to our show. Anyway, so check this out. Admin Kusanagi already posted a link, so thank you for that. So yeah, check that out. And let us know if you enjoy reading lore and as much as recent here.
Cool.
So up next we have. Oh yeah, okay. Moving right along. We have a preview. This is going to be a premiere video. We got a video on Sunday premiering, but this is a trailer for that video coming up. I don't think there's not much more to be said about that, so I'm just going to play it and take a look and listen. Someone is getting fancy. They're not even having world premiere. They're having trailers and whatnot now. So New Soul, tell us what you can tell us about this.
Nothing.
I was going to say, I was like, it's the premiere. What are they going to tell you?
There you go.
Be here Sunday, right? That's right, Fist. Just be here Sunday.
Exactly.
Right? That's all you had to say. That's what I'm going for. Maybe. So yeah, be here Sunday for that. So yeah, looks interesting.
The only thing I will say, it's a continuation of from Pedro.
Okay. Cool.
Oh, okay.
Nice. Right. Well, we're looking forward to seeing it Sunday.
Yeah, we are. Up next, we have our Machinima, and this one is called Experience the Star Citizen Universe 4K, and this is from ToxZec. ToxGEC. Have you shown anything from him before, Griffin?
No. And I picked this video. This is a fairly recent video. It just came out, I think it was like the last week. But I picked it because I know a lot of times we've been watching a lot of things that are story based. Shakes, thank you for coming on as a soul bro and sis.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for that. Thank you. A lot of times we've been showing, most recently, stuff that has mostly stories or short stories to them. But then I'm going back to a cinematic or more of a machinima piece on this one. Because every once in a while there's someone who puts out one of these videos, and it's just it not only does it remind you of how beautiful the game is, but it also shows you the progress at the same time. And I think this particular video does both. It shows the beauty, cinematography in it is great, but then you actually, when I watched this, I was like, wow, I could see how much things have changed even from looking at this. And I know we're going to go into this new patch with 3.17 and 3.18. So I just kind of wanted to kind of give this as a foreshadowing of things to come, I guess you could say. And hopefully you guys will enjoy it. So we talk about it afterward.
So before I start, I just gotta ask, Griff, did Whammer pre-screen this machinima?
Yes, this was pre-screened this week. This one was pre-screened.
By Whammer?
No, Whammer didn't have to see this. Whammer's on suspension because Whammer blew it last week, so I watched it.
He's fine. Okay. All right, here we go. And we're back. Oh, let's take this from order. That was beautiful. I just want to say off the bat, but let's go in order. Admiral Kusanagi, what are your thoughts?
That was gorgeous. Like, there were just some like parts of that I was totally not expecting. Like some reflections on the what is that? The EX, I think it was. Misc Racer or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
and I was just like kind of slightly blown away by some of the cinematography that he was able to, he or she was able to get on that. It was pretty good. So I'm be looking forward to see a lot more from them in the future because that was phenomenal.
The poets.
It's interesting seeing things like this, and now have been a content creator for the last 2 years or so, where when I do some of my cinematic PC builds, I'll cut scenes based on the beat of a music. And so now as I'm watching this, that's what kind of goes through my head. Like, okay, they're trying to cut the scenes to the beat of the music. And that's something that they can somewhat improve upon. Because some of the scenes, they were just like offbeat a bit much, and I'm just like, oh, that kind of threw me off. Or some scenes they didn't do it at all. So there needs to be like a little bit more consistency and just better of the timing. But I love what they're trying to do with the vision, and I was definitely impressed. Also with some of the sliding scenes, some of the speeds were just inconsistent, where some were faster, some were slower, but the music was the same. So it was also slightly inconsistent there as well. But that's just me from the eyes of, because I do this on like my channel on occasion, and I'm always trying to improve upon myself and how I'm doing it. So I see it when somebody does it really well. I'm like, damn, I need to get to that level. Or when somebody's doing it in the way I used to do it, I'm like, oh, okay, they could do this, this, and this. So, but overall, I'm impressed. I like what they were trying to do here.
Yeah, Krishna, could you do me a favor and post a link in there again? So I know you did it before, but just do it again. Thank you.
Yeah, sure.
Fitchface, what are your thoughts?
Oh, it was a good video. So I have to kind of actually we'll have a little conversation right here with the poets, and I have to say this. So when you edit your videos, do you look at it from a standpoint of feel when you do your jump cuts?
Standpoint of feel, meaning like when the beat of the music is, or
Right.
like, okay, yeah.
Right.
So a bit of both. This is one thing that
Okay.
takes forever with a YouTube video. I have to find the right music first, right? But then I also have to show what the video is about in terms of, it's a how-to video, like how am I doing custom water cooling for a PC or whatever that topic may be. So it's a balance between the two. And then in DaVinci Resolve, I'm looking for those exact beats that make sense for a cut. And then I also want to get the feel of that music for the angle of the shot, or the sliding of the camera. So it has to feel right together. So it's technical and a feeling, because music is about feeling, in my opinion. If you get the right music, suddenly you're out of your chair and you're dancing, or you're bobbing your head. And if something's just not right with the music compared to the video, then you're just like, oh, I wanted to dance, but that kind of must it's like somebody bumping into the DJ table. You're like, oh, like it was almost there.
Yeah,
right?
we grab them by the back of their pants and throw them out the. Yeah, I know what you
Exactly.
mean.
Get off the dance floor.
No, okay, cool. I get it.
Yeah.
But no, I mean, back to the video. This is very good. Very good music selection. Very good video. I love the cinematography in it. Kind of gave me some ideas of some shots there. I didn't think about. But yeah, cool.
Oh, by the way, I was remiss. I forgot to say thank you to Shakes to the $50 donation. We appreciate it. Thank you, Shakes.
Thank you, Shakes.
Oh yeah.
Thank you.
Go, Matt.
He owed that money. Look, he had to give that money because you know what I'm saying, of the pain he puts everybody he's around through. You know what I'm saying? Nah, thank you, Shakes. Appreciate it, bro. I owe you a beer next time I'm in Denver.
You might as well keep going, Go Mab. You're next on the list. What'd you think of the video?
I thought it was beautiful. It was nice. I wanna like, you know what I'm saying, if it wouldn't eat like my RAM on my computer, I'd like take this whole video and make it like my moving background like all the time. I wouldn't get no work done though, because I wouldn't have no windows open. I'm just watching it.
Well, Go Mab, just buy more RAM, right?
All right. Well, that means I have to buy a new computer. And,
just download more RAM.
Yeah, download more RAM.
There you go.
Thank you for that, Go Mab. J2, what are your thoughts?
I enjoyed it. I actually, the first time we went through it there, I'm rewatching it now as we speak. The first time we went through it there, I kind of zoned out on the music a little bit and didn't really pay much attention to the video itself. Going back through it now, though, I'm seeing some interesting stuff, and being in the Star Citizen community for so long, Star Citizen is it's the screenshot generator, right? So you see a lot of this stuff, and you see a lot of it repeated. Like, how many sunrise and sunset screenshots have we seen over the years? And they're all fantastic, and they're all beautiful. But things start to get repetitive. So watching videos like this, I look for things that are unique or stand out, things that I haven't seen before, and there's definitely a few in there. But again, just being part of Star Citizen, it's a lot of this stuff. It's tough to come up with new ideas when they are not giving us features and stuff to play with. So we just keep doing landscapes and slow pans.
I mean, how many awards can Haskell win, right? All of them.
Exactly.
Thank you, J2. Jade, what do you think?
Yeah, I thought this was really well done. I enjoyed the music. I thought it was sort of reminiscent of, if you remember, the Imagine trailer that was put together, but this was like a bit more laid back. And I agree with the poets. They tried to edit to the beat, and that's one of the things I always look for when somebody uses music with a beat. Like, are you editing to the beat? I think the inconsistency, though, is just because they wanted to show more of the shot, and then it's sometimes hard to like edit to the beat and show everything you want at the same time, unless you're like speeding up, slowing down the video. But I give them full credit for using the depth of field controls for that close-up shot walking through the 600i. That jumped out at me.
That was one of the more unique shots that caught my eye. Thank you for pointing that out, Jade.
Yeah, and those controls can really make or break some of those close-up scenes sometimes. So yeah, we've all seen sunsets. We've seen sunsets on Hurston since 3.4, 3.3, but we're now seeing them with volumetric clouds. I like the fact that we got a good mix of planetary orbit shots as well as like close-up shots, like on the 600i, as well as those shots that are sort of in the middle, like flying over a forest or whatever. It seemed like there's a lot of variety. It gives the impression that, wow, this game is beautiful, for anybody who didn't know already that this game was beautiful. That's all.
Jade, you're just gonna have to put back a little bit on that, what you said just now. Just gotta say that not everyone can have wisdom like we do. I mean, you gotta grade some folks on the curve, okay?
True, but you can always phone somebody, like text them, say, hey, I could use some help on the edit. But yeah, it's good. Whoever did this, I want you to know you're doing the right thing, trying to edit to the beat. Just keep it up.
It takes practice and time. Like you really need time for that. That's nothing you can rush, because you have to sometimes start from the beginning of the video, feel the vibe, feel the beat, just like really get into it, and then be like, oh, that beat didn't quite match up with the video cut I wanted, and you do it, but like you make your changes, but then it might throw off something else later on in the video. Yeah. So then you have to almost watch the whole video again and again and again. Trust me, I've done it a lot. and
that sounds like
that's
a lot
what you
of
have to do.
That sounds like 12 hours or maybe 2 days to do this one video.
You're not wrong, fastcart.
To shoot this and edit. Yeah. I mean, it's funny because one of the things about being an editor, editing your own stuff in particular, is knowing when to stop. Because sometimes you shoot so much footage and you want to get everything in, and there are times when it's time to not do something and to let something go. So sometimes you may shoot these 13 wonderful shots. My time of my music only allows me to drop in at the beats, which means I got to leave 2 out, and you decide whether or not you want to leave those 2 out or not, But
that's why there's director's cuts for movies.
There you go. Exactly.
Kalwadi, what are your thoughts?
So I really appreciate videos like these, not just for sharing with my friends, but for me also, because even though I've been around this for a good bit of years, I've never actually stopped to really take in the sights, once or twice on those things. And for instance, I've been a member since 2014, and it was only last year that I watched the sunset, right? Because I'm always on the go, testing something, doing something. And it's why I really appreciate videos like these, because they take the time and energy to actually record these sceneries. So I myself get to enjoy all the beautiful things that Star Citizen has to offer, because I know it's beautiful, as we all know. But unfortunately, I guess this is just me, but I'm always on the go, not being able to observe these things. So I really appreciate, and I have to say hats off to the person who took the time and energy to do this, because I always love watching videos like these, and I can't wait until we get things like environments like Pyro and such for them to show off those as well. So hats off to them. Good job. I'm looking forward to seeing a lot of their improvements and a lot more of their video content.
Cool, thank you. Hot and Face, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, well, I've enjoyed the music. Was nice. It's something different than I do, but I always like that. I always like when people show me a little bit different things. But I'm gonna keep it real though. Star Citizen's a beautiful game, but this is like moist eyes. It ain't got no ponytail to it.
I get that reference.
If you get it.
I have no idea what that means.
You've got to see the video.
Oh, where's that video? Yeah, where's that video?
Soul Talk After Dark, we'll show it to you. Yeah, I just gotta say, go ahead. I thought you were done.
No, I was just saying it's a great video, and it's just a kind of a twist on the moist eye thing that
Oh, you're going. Oh, you agree for real for that one. I thought you were just joking.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, for me, I just gotta say I'm probably going to rewatch it, because I feel like I missed audio cues, because we're talking about the audio in this one, so I'm gonna have to rewatch it. But it is beautiful, and I don't know. For me, it has nice colors, but it feels like it's oversaturated. It seems to be more colorful than what game I play as Star Citizen. It seems like, or maybe I just haven't visited these places that they've gone to. And what they done color correction or anything?
I was actually just about to talk about the colors, because tomorrow, HP Omen is sending me their new unreleased 4K 144 hertz monitor that I get to review, and Star Citizen's the first thing I'm going to load up, and I'm going to watch this video all over again, because it's got like perfect factory calibrated color correction as well. So yeah, this is probably going to end up in my YouTube video, just a little snippet of this, just to kind of show some of the colors popping.
I don't think that the colors are pushed out on this fastcart. There are tweaks that you can do within your system that will make the colors a bit more vibrant. At least for me, my colors, this doesn't look like it's overly saturated from when I play the game.
It looks like HDR to me.
Yeah, maybe a little bit HDR. Yeah, maybe a little bit HDR.
That's probably what it is. Okay.
I don't feel like it's over the top or anything.
No, I don't feel like it's over the top. I just feel like it's more than what I'm used to. That's all. Yeah, I wasn't going to say over the top. It's a beautiful video. I'm going to rewatch it. What are your thoughts, Griffin? You're the one who picked this.
Yeah, again, my reasons for doing this have to do more with, and I'm one of those people, I believe me, I understand J2's point about wanting to see more dynamics from the game itself. I really do. And that could be a variety of different things. But I think that, but I'm also one of those people that believe that a lot of people play this game so much that they miss the details that are in the game visually. And some people don't care. Yeah, some people don't care about them. They honestly don't. They want to play the game. They run past the screw that you can read the little name of the manufacturer on, because they don't care about that. And there's nothing wrong with that, because they're there to play the game. But there are people who do appreciate that level of detail in the game. I'm one of those weird people that when I'm putting my side holster on, I don't just do it from the inventory screen. I actually zoom in on the body and do it just so I can see the detail. I mean, that's just something I do, partially because my money's going toward it. But I do that type of weird stuff in relation to detail. But I think, again, I mentioned this video because I said when I looked at it, it wasn't that it just showed beautiful scenery, but it was the fact that it showed the progress. And if you go back and watch machinimas from 3 years or cinematics from 3 years and 4 years ago, you will know what I mean by that. You could not pan in this game like this. The frame, you just couldn't do it. Even with great computers, you had all types of weird things that were happening. And so something just as far as that technology that allows, like, for example, we're looking at the city over R-Corp. You guys remember when we first came in R-Corp, all those holographic buildings and stuff were not there. They were just red buildings that were there, and that's it. Now it looks like a full, like, New York City lit up at night now, which is totally different. Hurston's the same way. I
remember when R-Corp was just a social module. You only had that one area.
Absolutely, and it was all gray, dull grays and blues, right? And weird maroons. But so I'm just saying, for me, it's more of that purpose of looking at it, to seeing the progression. And if you haven't gone back and looked at any old cinematics from maybe 2015, 16, trust me, you look at that and look at this, and it's an entirely different game at this point. So that's it.
I just gotta say that this game has spoiled me so badly. At PAX East today, I was looking at some of the game trailers for some of these games, and I'm like, I become a snob in some ways, because, you know, they just don't do it for me the way that, I mean, because of Star Citizen. So I have to, like, maybe take a step back and see the game for what the developer is trying to do, and not really try to make a comparison between Star Citizen and them. Especially for the indie developers. What were we going to say?
No, I just want to say one thing. Griff pointed out the other day about they have done a lighting pass that he noticed, and when I got in the game, I noticed it too. The game is continuously so kind of going back to what you may be saying, fastcart, about how you maybe because you haven't been in. When was the last time you were in the game, fastcart?
Beginning of this patch, 316.
You were 316. Okay,
so 3 months ago,
right? So what Griff is mentioning in 317, they've done a lighting patch, which is deeper. The colors kind of stand out a little bit further. So maybe that's what you're saying. You know, that could have a factor.
Fair point.
Starlet says, I'm becoming a game snob from another direction after experiencing VR and full body tracking, restricting myself to a chair and a board of keys feels wrong. I know how you feel. I know how you feel, Starlet. I know how you feel.
We need that RSI full tactile suit, Chris Roberts.
Oh my God.
Start working on that.
Don't give him any ideas. He will hook us directly into the Matrix if we give him enough time. That'll put another 20 years on into development, so don't do that.
Ready for Ready Player One, come on.
Yeah, really make use of that toilet and that cuddy.
Oh God, don't start. Don't start.
And with that, I think I'm going to talk about our next show. So Saturday first, 1 p.m. Eastern, we're having another episode of Soul Voices. So that's on YouTube right here. So join it. And then you want to tell us more about Soul Voices, Griffin?
You guys know this is our new show that we started this month, just a few weeks back, 3 weeks back. And it's our show where we take on topics that come from Reddit, Spectrum, and the gaming industry. Still talking about it, but more from a community standpoint. And it's your time to come into Discord and talk to us one-on-one, where tonight is like the roundtable version, Saturday is the one-on-one version. And this week, DK, Dark Knight, will be co-hosting along with me, and we have special guests, the Player Haters, will be here this week as well. So that's it.
30 Kane said he'd be there, but he'd be on the golf course.
And this Sunday, we're having another episode in the Shipyard series. This time we're talking about Consolidated Outland. So all the favorite ships from Consolidated Outland will be in this show. That's Sunday, 8 p.m. Eastern, midnight UTC. And that'll be on Twitch/ProCitizen. So check us out there.
That's really nice, because all of Sunday, like that full 24 hours, it's my birthday. So feel free to start drinking and eating and pillaging and doing everything you want to do. It's all I need.
Whoa. Okay, you get the whole 24 hours? I only get 6 on my birthday.
That's hilarious.
So what were you doing yesterday on 420? No, I'm joking. So I want to thank everybody for being on. Admiral Kusanagi, the poet, Pitch Space, Go Mad, J2, Jade, Calvadium, Parking Space, and my co-host Griffin Gaming RPG. Thank you all for being on. I want to thank everyone who donated money, shakes, and people who became soul shit, and everyone who donated. Appreciate it. Thank you very much. I think that's it. Yep. Oh, and don't forget don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel right here. Just click that like button and subscribe, so you can get notifications of when we upload new shows. We're on social media. Soul Citizens with an S everywhere. You sell merchandise. I'm not wearing a shirt at the moment because I'm wearing this new shirt that I got today. So thank you again, Griff. But we sell T-shirts, mugs, hats, what have you. You name it. I have to turn that into a thing. Now I see if I can do that next time. But yeah,
fastcart.
Yeah.
What are you doing Saturday night there, fastcart?
Oh yeah, we're doing a Boy Citizen on Saturday night in Boston. Yeah, so we'll be at Jillian's. We're trying to limit the ticket count, but I think we'll probably just split it. Like some people will be nearby, or maybe be on different floors. So we'll see how many people show up and see if we don't overrun the venue. So
I know you. I know you had like 40 people already sign up, and I think since it's an open venue, we didn't actually get a conference room this year. We didn't buy the place out, so it is open to everybody if you're in the area. I know people from Carbon Tales and Q are coming up from I think New York and New Jersey, so they're going to come up to 6 hours trip and try to make it for the Saturday event. So if you're in the area, then that's where we'll be at. I think it's called Lucky Strike now. Is that correct?
Well, it's Jillian's Lucky Strike. It's all one thing. It's all the same thing.
Okay.
Yeah, so if anyone come up from Jersey, cough, cough, you can come up too,
I'll be there in spirit. I'll be there in spirit. There you go. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I knew you was going to do that.
Tell Admiral come pick us up.
There you go.
Right. Hey, I got a card. They're pretty well in batteries today. I went for miles on my card today in PAX East, but it should be fine. So come to the Boy Citizen. Thank you for the reminder.
Pops.
I'm not sitting in your lap though.
Oh my God!
You say that now.
Oh. You haven't experienced the silk seats yet.
We'll talk more about that in Soul Talk after dark. With that, I'm gonna say peace out, peace, love, and soul. Take care, everybody. Take care next time.
Don't accept drinks from fastcart.